welcome to today's video. My name is Kim, also known as Yarning for a Smile, and today I'm bringing you an unboxing, more of an unbagging video. And we're going to be talking about what I actually won from a Lantern Moon. Now, Lantern Moon has been one of my favorite knitting crochet companies probably since 2013, 2014. There was a brief time when they kind of shut down production of their products for about a year or 2 years, but then they decided to come back because so many people were missing their stuff, me being one of them. And I am super excited that I actually won something from them. So if you're not following them on Instagram, you really should. I'm going to drop the links below, but they are constantly doing giveaways on their Instagram. And this was actually back in October when they had this giveaway, and I registered to win, which all their giveaways are free to enter, and I actually won. Their company is based out of India, so it took about a month to get it here, but when it arrived, I was super shocked to see this ginormous, beautiful tote that has a silk fabric, double zippers, and feet inside the box. And this is as far as I've gotten it. I have not taken it out, the stuff out yet, but this thing is full of stuff. It's got some weight on it. So we're going to dive right in and see what they sent me. But before we do that, I wanted to share some of my favorite products of theirs with you. So one of the first things I ever bought from them was their tape measures. And they have these iconic, adorable tape measures. And I have several, but I've got some of them in project bags, so I can't show you all of them. But they have a cute little sheep. This is like a little black sheep. I think he was probably one of the first ones I bought. He's got one of my hairs on him. They have these little adorable crocheted turtles. I have two of them. This one was like the second one I've ever bought. He's kind of lost his tail, but they're so cute. And he's missing an eyeball. But he's probably 8 years old, so he looks pretty good. He looks really good. And then they have the ladybug that I have bought from them. And then there's a white sheep. And I think that's all the ones I have from them. And I want to see what's in this because I have some other stuff I want to show you of theirs. And I may go get that real fast if it's not in here. Because I'm hoping to get another one of the things that I have. Because I love it so much. But we'll see. So let's open this up. Oh, there's so much stuff in here. Okay, so first of all, I don't know if you noticed, but this reminds me of like one of those little vintage suitcases with this little cute pocket here to put things. This will definitely be a great project bag for future use, especially something that has like multiple components. Like if I'm making a bunch of squares for a blanket, because I can put my tools up here and the projects down here with the yarn. But I'm going to hold this over and show you how full this thing is. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what's all in here. So the first thing on top is this Lantern Moon Ebony 10-inch US 9 single point needles. Their ebony wood is so pretty. And it says, our 10-inch single point needles are handcrafted using ebony, one of the most premium woods. It is very smooth, tight grain, and is extremely strong and resilient, thus making it a preferred choice for knitters. The liquid silk finish on our needles ensures that your knitting will flow with ease. The perfectly shaped needle tips work well with every yarn to help you create a very best work. The smooth glide sensation of Lantern Moon's needle will add your knitting enjoyment. These are really pretty. And I know a lot of people don't use straight needles anymore, but I actually love straight needles if I'm doing the right kind of project. And these are super smooth. So projects I would use straight needles for would be dishcloths, because it's just back and forth anyways. But also, I kind of like the nostalgia aspect of a straight needle and using it for things like making blanket squares. So I've showed my Cozy Memories blanket before, which is my little sock yarn scrap blanket, and I actually use straight needles on it. I use 7-inch needles, so they're a little bit smaller, but they're perfect for that because you're just doing back and forth. But these are so pretty. I love the two-tone wood with the light up on the top and then the ebony wood on the bottom. They have a decent point on them, but they are really, really pretty and smooth. I recently tried their needles on my own project. I have tested them. So occasionally you can go to certain yarn stores or knitting and crochet events and they'll have tasting tables, which is basically where they have a variety of needles, crochet hooks, and yarns, and you can kind of sit there, work a couple of rows, and get a test drive on the needle or crochet hook. And I have test driven some of their needles before. Some of their circulars, in which there is a circular in here. So this is the US 4 16-inch. So this is a perfect hat knitting needle for me because the 4 3.5 millimeter is kind of my happy place when using fingering weight yarns for hats and shawls. So this will get a lot of use because I've been wanting a circular needle for that reason. And I'm going to show you the cords. And if you are a fan of Chai-Gu, you would probably love Lantern Moon because they have a very similar, I call it the bicycle rope cord, but it's that same kind of bicycle locking cord that you would see on the Chai-Gu. They also have swivel on them, so the needle turns. That way when you're knitting, you don't have that little yarn kink up thing where it does this thing and you're trying to maneuver. It just kind of flows seamlessly around the cord. But these are amazing and I want to cast something on with them. Oh, I'm super excited about that. That's like a yay. So we have another fixed needle in here, and this is a US 6 4mm 32-inch. This is my other preferred needle size to use with fingering weight yarns. Typically when I use shawls, I use a 4 to a 6. So this will be another one that I cannot wait to try out. It has that same bicycle-like cord with the swivel tips. They do have their names of the company and the size printed on the needles. It's also, though, and this is very important to note, it is embossed on the metal part. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard, but you can kind of see writing right there. And you may think, well, what does that matter? Because this printed stuff with use is going to wear off. It's going to be like that on any needle or crochet hook that you use. It's just going to happen. And I love when companies take that extra step to put it on the metal so that way when it does happen, you're not constantly having to search for a needle or crochet gauge to figure out what you have in your hand. That, to me, is one of those things where you can look at and think, okay, this company is really looking out for their consumers, and they are crafters and makers who have the same issues that we do, and they're creating products that are going to help solve the problems that we experience. So the next thing I'm coming to is some double point needles US 4. And if you've followed my channel for a while now, you know that I love DPNs. They make my heart sing. And these are 8-inch 3.5 millimeters in the ebony wood. They are very lightweight. They almost feel like as light as air, as like an acrylic. But they are definitely wood and they are strong. I mean, I'm putting a good bit of force. Now, they are wood, so they will snap, so you still kind of have to have some level of control over your tension so you don't go sending half of them flying in the air. They are really, really pretty with a really nice little tip. It's not super pointy. It's not super blunt either, but it's a decent tip. And I'm kind of like a yarn tip snob, so I like the tip. Okay, so the next thing they have in here are some cords. So I have 2 packs of cords. I have 16-inch cords, and then I have 20-inch swivel cords. And these are 2 cords per box. Oh, so here is another, this is a 3. So they sent me the fixed US 4, and then they sent me the interchangeable US 5, which is the 3.75 to use with the cords. Nice. These are 4-inch needle tips, so they're great for hat making. A question I see in one of the groups that I'm a mod for on Facebook, because I am a mod of one of the biggest Facebook knitting groups called Knit Chat. And I'm going to drop it below because it's a really great chat. We mods and admin really monitor the group pretty well. Occasionally we might miss things and we just need to be alerted to them and we will handle them. But I see this question asked so often. How do I know what size needle tip to choose? And honestly, you're going to get tons of opinions on that question. But the important thing to note is it's really boils down to preference. It's like a car. You can get a high-end car or you can get your basic run-of-the-mill car. Both cars, if treated properly and you know how to keep it maintained, are going to get you from point A to point B. So the same person can use 4-inch tips and make a hat, or a person can use a 5-inch tip and make a hat. But the method may be slightly different. So for 4-inch tips, if you have a 16-inch cable, it's this tip to tip measurement that what you're looking for. So that circumference is what's going to allow you to knit completely in the round like this when you're knitting a hat. But if you have a 5-inch tip and a 16-inch cable, your length is going to be longer and your circumference is going to be wider, which means you probably can't do a hat as easily depending on how many stitches it has, but all you need to do is get a longer cord and magic loop it. Both going to give you the hat. There's just two different paths basically to get there. So when people ask me that question, I always tell them to find a needle size that is comfortable in your hand. I do like using 4-inch, but as you can see, they look tiny in my ginormous hands. I'm right at 6 feet tall. So when I knit and I hold my needles like this joint is going to hit this part of my hand. And you have to be able to really pay attention to how you're holding your needles when you hold it like this, because that is going to put a lot of pressure on the joint. So if I'm knitting with these and I'm holding them and I have a death grip kind of hold on the needle, then I'm constantly putting pressure right there on that pressure point of that joint. And what that's going to do is it's going to wear down that mechanism and that cable. And you're going to see cables popping. Like I see that a lot. Somebody's like, oh, I don't know how I broke my cable there. That's how. That can actually wear out your joint. It also can bend the cable in a way that it makes it not a very smooth connection. So you may have a needle that started off really smooth right there and the yarn just glides around, and over time you notice it starts catching. That's because it's starting to bend. So if that's the case, then I always advise to go maybe with a 5-inch and learn to magic loop. But once you get comfortable in your knitting and you're not holding on with your death grip, you can kind of knit and you can kind of do the tea drinking where you just kind of hold your little phalange of these in the air, let them wave around like they just don't care, and not tear up your joints. Let's see what else. So in here, there are 2 of these little organza bags that have these things in them. What are these things? I don't know what these things are. This is like this. Oh, it's a stitch marker bag. It's like a itty-bitty little baby bag with a flat bottom. Oh my goodness. That's adorables. And they're drawstrings with a cute little pulls on them. Look at the satin yarn used on that. That's pretty adorable. These are called the Cloud Stitch Marker Bags. And it says the silk blend drawstring pouch is ideal for holding stitch markers and other small items. It comes in 4 colors. It comes in Sage. It comes in Arctic. It comes in Cloud, which is, I'm guessing this is Cloud. Yes, this is Cloud. It's like a gray. And it comes in Dahlia, which is a really pretty red. Red's kind of like their main color. If I was to say they had their own personal style color, it's red with the black. Those are really nice. And then there's another little organza. I love how all their little things are in these cute little organza bags. This has a cute little tassel on it. And this is a tassel stitch marker set of 10. Let's see what this looks like. They have gold little loops on them, but they're stitch markers. Oh, those are so soft and silky. Looks like I get 2 of each color, and you see the blue, the sage, the black, the cloud, and the dahlia. Continuing on the bag, I'm going to show you what it looks like this far. You can see some things down there. Another one of my favorite little measuring tapes. So the measuring tapes come in the merino, which is the white one that I have. The black sheep, the original black sheep had a black face, but now the black sheep has a white face. And then this is the woolly, who is the dark gray with a black face. Oh my goodness. Oh, they've gotten softer too. It could just be that mine are so old. That's probably what it is. No, so my old one is more of like a wool filling, and he's a little dingy because he's been used quite a lot. And his face is more embroidered on, and this one's more of like the Burnett home kind of filling, almost like a velvety feel, and he actually has bead eyeballs. So this is the new one, and that is the old one. But oh my goodness. And I love gray, because gray is a color. It's a pretty color. Let's save that one for last. Okay, so I did get another one of these. I was hoping. There's 2 products of theirs that I love. One of theirs I did not get, so I'll have to go grab mine so I can show it to you because it's another favorite. But I bought one of these a year ago, and I love this thing. This is really tied in, like very tightly. But what this is a Sherpa accessory holder. And these are super cute, so I keep one of these by my chair in the living room. Again, love the bag with the label on it. But this is the Sherpa holders. It's got the bead eyes, and it's got a little face. It even has a little tail and its little feet. But it has this little area right here. In this area you can put cards in, or you can use it like they are, and it holds your needles and your scissors, and maybe an extra small crochet hook for picking up drop stitches. And it says, "Welcome to the charmed world of Lantern Moon. This softly padded sheet will keep all your necessities close at hand, good for holding many knitting notions as well as other needed items." Super, super cute. Okay, so there's 2 things left in my bag. It's like a Mary Poppins bag. It just keeps going. I'm going to get this one out first because I don't know what this is. "Welcome to the charmed world of Lantern Moon. This cute sheep embroidered drawstring pouch will safely transport any of your small projects and accessories. Made of soft cotton, it is ideal while traveling for storage purposes." This is a project bag. This is really, really pretty. What is this thing? Came with a really pretty organza bag. So it has a book in here. Oh, okay, so this is more of a product book that shows all of their products. So before we look at the bag, and I'm not this was not sent to me for review. Like, I literally just won it. I can even link the post if I can find it, where I entered to win and where I won. But there's some of their ebony needles, DPNs. They sell DPNs in 2 lengths, 6" and 8". They have their Destiny circular needles with either 16 or 32, 24 or 40" cords. And those are their fixed needles. They sell their single point needles in a 10" or a 14", which I got the 10". And they go from sizes 2.5 to 17 in a 10". And then in a 14", US 4 to 17. That's some big chunky needles. They're interchangeable needles. They have a 5-inch and a 4-inch. They have the liquid silk finish of lightweight needles and the 24 gold finish on the brass circular guarantee snag-free knitting. And that's a photo of their interchangeable needle set. They're really, really pretty. And then it has these sets, and it says the following individual sets of interchangeable needles are well named. Each is sure to become a knitter's treasure that will be kept and valued for years. The case is made with khadi silk, a historically significant Indian material. The exterior features lovely floral motif embroidery, and inside there is room for multiple interchangeable tips and the cords. The zippered case keeps all the contents safely stored and organized. These sets are designed by artisans for generations of use by skilled knitters. And they really are gorgeous sets. I really would love to have one of their Tunisian sets, like a lot. So the first set it shows is heirloom set, and this is a set that contains 10 most popular sizes, 6 cords, and stainless steel kink-free cords. It comes with some stitch markers. It's like a dark blue. Then the Legacy contains the 5 most popular sizes of needles. The Ancestry, which is a pretty mustard color. Look at that. Ooh, that's really pretty. Contains 9 most popular sizes. The Heritage contains 5 most popular. Okay, so this makes sense now. The Heirloom and the Legacy are the 2 5-inch sets. So the Heirloom is the 5-inch 10 needle size. The Legacy is the 5-inch 5 popular needles. And then you look at Ancestry and Heritage, and these are the 4-inch sets. So the Ancestry is the 4-inch 10 needle set, and the Heritage is the 4-inch 5 needle set. And then it talks about the cords. And then they have the single-ended crochet hooks, which is a standard crochet hook. And then they have the Tunisian crochet hooks. And this is the set that I want because it's gorgeous. This is the Request Tunisian crochet hook set. It contains 6 most popular sizes and 4 nylon-coated stainless steel kink-free cords. Why is that so hard for me to say? But even their little ends for the end of the Tunisian line is like this really pretty wood, like screw-on dowel. It's just gorgeous. And then the book shows their accessories. So they have finishing needles, they have cable needles, they have the sheep like I have, this guy. And this is actually the other thing that I have. Babs accessory holder. And Babs actually has like a lanyard on her that you put your scissors in. And then she has her little pocket that you can use. And then she has this little piece of cloth that you can actually take out. And what I use for that cloth is I use traditional weaving in needles for knitting and crochet. But sometimes when I use a lace, or if I'm actually adding embroidery on a piece, or I'm embroidering eyes on a stuffy, I will actually use a larger eye cross stitch hook. So I use that little cloth to kind of put my little larger cross stitch hook in for easy access. So I don't have to go dig it out of my cross stitch stuff every time. And it works wonderful. And she actually, my Babs, stays on my side of the bed. She might go out to this yarn barn with me, but she'll probably stay in the bedroom because I do a lot of crafting at night there, and it's really great to have access to all that stuff right there. And she's really cute to wake up and roll over and look at. There's their measuring tapes. There's all the sheep. They have a sock monkey. They do gauges. And they have stitch markers. And we're now looking at some of their bags. So there's the pouches. And then they sell Mindy sleeves, which are special tool cases with 5 narrow sleeves for sorting a variety of tools. These are great if you travel. So if you just need to take like a crochet hook and maybe like one size larger needle our crochet hook for a project, because you know sometimes projects use 2 to 3 sizes. You can have all of those little things in a cute little carrying case for travel and not have to carry your whole set around with you. And then they have the meadow bags, which is what this is, I'm guessing. And then they have the knit out box, which is this, that's not this box, but it's the same kind of material, but it has a hole that you knit out of. And then they sell empty needle cases. They have lots of different empty needle cases for storage. There's some more. And then that's a broad photo. But let's look at this bag. And this is absolutely adorables. I love a flat bottom bag. And this is a really, really soft cotton. It almost feels like I don't know, like a linen cotton blend. The sheep are actually 3D, so you can see it there. But they actually have puffiness on them. And I love the tactile feeling of them. I love to feel things. So that is super, super cute. Check out the drawstring. Great drawstring closure. It doesn't get stuck. This is a really nice bag. It smells really good. Because I smell everything. So I have one more thing to open up in here. And this is this case, which leads me to believe that I have gotten one of their sets. And I don't know what kind of set it is. It's green. What is this? This is the Legacy 5-inch set. Ooh, that makes me happy. So the Legacy 5-inch, which we just said, has the 5 most popular needles and then the cords. Let's open it up. And there's another one of those little books that tells about their products. So you can see the embroidered design on the front. And this is that case of the silk fabric. It has a gorgeous zipper that is wonderful. And then you open it like this, but they're all protected. Look at that. Look how nice that is. So they're 5-inch. I'm going to just show you to a 4-inch tip. So you can see the size difference. So when you're holding it, you can see why it's so important to find one that's going to not get that join bending, unless you get used to holding them so that you don't do that. This is really, really pretty. So up here on this part, there are some cords. On this side, there are more cords. And on this side, there is wooden end caps and tightening tool. Oh, wow. Okay, so let's look at this. So every interchangeable needle is going to have some type of tightening tool. That's another question I see so often with especially new knitters that are getting their first interchangeable set. And the tightening tools vary greatly. I need to do an updated needle video and talk about the differences and what I think is great and bad about them. So their tightening tool is, oh my gosh, these are so pretty. This is why I love their products, because their attention to detail is just out of the way amazing. So their ends, if I needed to, say I was knitting something and I needed to use that needle for another project, and maybe I wanted to, or put something on waste yarn, you can actually just use one of your cables, and then you use the end caps, and they screw on, and you can take those needles off. So if you have to put a sleeve on a waste yarn, or if you need to use the needles for another quick project, and then you don't have to worry about your stitches falling off the needles. But look at the wood. How pretty is that? They're just gorgeous. So this set comes with 4 of these, which is very generous, because their products are interchangeable within their line. So if I ever get that Tunisian set, then I can use these tips on that as well, on those Tunisian cords. But they also send you 2 of the tightening tools. But these are just as gorgeous, and they're wood. So the way the tightening tools work, let me get off the tip, is you would take your needle and put it on, and you have multiple holes on this needle. A couple of holes. You have 2 holes that go across the top right here, and then there's a bottom hole here. The bottom hole there is really, it's nothing used. It's just these 2 holes that matter. So you put your tightening tool in, and you just give it one good turn. You don't want to do it so hard that you break it, but it just kind of tightens that connection. Basically, the tightening tool is what helps you grip the actual cord and the needle to give you something to kind of really turn. So Knit Picks and Knitter's Pride have like a little metal tightening tool. Hiya actually sends you a little rubber grippy that you grip the bottom and turn with. Either one works well. But the important thing to note about these holes where you stick the tightening tool, these holes actually serve a different purpose as well. These holes are literally a lifeline. And I am not using that term loosely, like it is called a lifeline hole. So what you can do is you can take dental floss. I like to use the dental floss that has like the kind of pick on it, and you push it in there and you run dental floss through, and you have your dental floss string hanging beside your cable. As you knit, that dental floss is going to go through the stitches that you make just like the needle and the cord, and it's going to just kind of run along it, and that creates a lifeline. So say you get 15 rows into your knitting and you look down and you've either dropped a stitch or you misknit a stitch. You're supposed to purl and you knit. When you pull your needle out, instead of it dropping all the way down past that row where you made the error, it will stop at the lifeline that was put in from the dental floss. So then you can just run your needle right back through there. Because it's dental floss, it's going to have a little bit of a smooth texture on it, and pick your stitches back up and can carry on. They are great. If you are new to lace, I highly recommend lifelines. Honestly, I'm going to say use lifelines, but I don't really ever use them. But use lifelines. But this is a great tool to help you put lifelines in your project as you go. Now you can do afterthought lifelines where you just get like a darning needle, put some dental floss on it and run it through. But this makes the process a lot easier, but it's also the same hole that you use to tighten your cable. And these have a really good tightening join. But that is what they sent me. I am simply amazed. So you'll be seeing these products in use for 2023 because I really want to do a really good review on these needles because I've been wanting to test dry. I mean, like I said, I've used them in a store. It was just for a few moments, and I really want to try them out on my own. And now I can do that. But I'm actually going to put there's actually a little extra pocket over here. So if you had extra pieces, because this set only comes with a 5, so if you bought in different sizes of the interchangeables, you can stick those here as well. Oh wait, there's other stuff under here. There's more. So there's more stitch markers. There's actually 5 stitch markers that they sent. Also the black, the blue, the sage, the cloud, and the dahlia. Super, super pretty. Yeah. That is Lantern Moon. Like I said, I will leave all their links below. This video was not sponsored by them in any way. I was not sent this package to review or anything like that. I just happened to win it and I wanted to share it with you guys because I love their stuff. And I was super stoked when I saw that they had called me out and said that I had won online. Like, crazy excited. But if you have any questions, please leave it below. And if I can't answer them, I will contact Lantern Moon and have someone answer it for you. And if you've used their products, I would also love to know down below what you've used and what you love. Because I love their tape measures. And I love my Babs. My Babs is cute and she makes me smile. And I'm super excited to get another one of these things. And this is called Sherpa again. Sherpa. So Babs and Sherpa, super, super adorable. But thanks for watching.